Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope all of you are having a fantastic evening or whatever time it happens to be that you watch this. And I'm going to get right to tonight's question because I think it's an important one and it's also pretty tough. It's from Michael. He says, I've been married for 19 years to a woman. I have two kids, an 18-year-old and a 15-year-old. I just turned 41 and I eventually want to come out. Have I waited too long? I would have come out years ago if my kids weren't so important to me. I couldn't care less about anyone else's opinion, but I don't want to break my wife and kids' heart. Any tips on how to come out? I know I'm already over the hill in the gay world, but I still have my looks. Though I know time is ticking. I've played with guys before and have even fell in love. So I know it's possible. Some of my friends have had good experiences, others bad. Any advice would help. Thanks. All right, Michael, you are in quite a predicament. There's no doubt about it. There's no easy answer. There's no tip I can give you. There's no way to sugarcoat this or present this to your wife or kids in any way that's not going to be shocking and a huge disruption to their life. I mean, you just have to come to terms with that. You have to recognize this is you are dropping an atom bomb on your wife's life, so to speak. I mean, she's built a 20 she's entrusted you with 20 years of her life. She's entrusted you with her future and her stability. And now that doesn't mean you don't have the right to come out, and that doesn't mean that you shouldn't come out. But you just have to recognize, and I'm sure you do. You don't need me to tell you this, but there's a very high likelihood that she may not react well to this, no matter how you present it to her. But I do think there are some things you can do to mitigate the fallout from this bomb you're about to drop on everybody. I think it's going to depend a lot on how you come out, and I also think that it makes a tremendous difference who you come out to first. So first and foremost, I would advise you to seek the help of a qualified and highly recommended marriage counselor or therapist. I would have a one-on-one meeting with them or several one-on-one meetings with them and explain the situation that you're in and ask if they would be willing to help mediate several joint therapy sessions between you and your wife and help you come out to her. Now, I think not only should you seek the help of of a therapist or a counselor because they certainly will have far more insight than me or any of your friends giving you advice will have. But also, it's important to have kind of a barrier between you and your wife. I mean, when you have this discussion with her, tensions are going to be and the emotions are going to be running sky high. And what could be a productive conversation could very quickly deteriorate because those emotions are, you're both on edge. And so I think having an experienced counselor there to help buffer that is going to be tremendously important. Um, so I think you will certainly do yourself a huge favor by investing the time and the money into finding a qualified professional to help you mediate this. Now, I certainly think that a counselor will help you lay the groundwork to come out and act as a buffer. And I think it's also going to be incredibly important that you let your wife know you recognize you are turning her life upside down and that you feel incredibly guilty and that you probably feel guilty about this for the rest of your life. I mean, you understand how severely your actions are impacting her. It can't be, well, I need to just go out and live my life now. You can't in any way make your wife or your kids feel that they've held you back. You have to let them know that you're taking responsibility for the fact that the situation is what it is. But even though you created the situation, that does not change the fact that you're at a point where you have to be who you are. And so, all that being said, the reason I want you to come out to your wife first and with the help of a therapist is because I think if you have a successful coming out to your wife, and I'm not saying she's going to be, jumping for joy and dancing around the room for God's sakes, but if you can kind of mitigate the anger and resentment that she'll feel, and you can both of you come to a civil resolution on this thing, I think you can both present it to the kids together, and that's the best way to help the kids come to terms with it, because it's not that you don't want to put them in a position where they feel like they have to make a decision between supporting their dad, who they love, or supporting their mom, whose life has just been turned upside down. And you don't want them to look at you as the guy who turned their entire family upside down. So I would tell you, do everything you possibly can to make sure that the coming out to your wife goes smoothly, so that you two together can present this to the kids. And I think that's probably one of the few ways that you can really create, I guess, a harmonious coming out. So again, do yourself a favor. Find a good therapist. This kind of stuff is so serious. Other people's lives and feelings and all of that is on the line. So make sure you take the time to do it right. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. And Michael, good luck to you. Please send me an email if you want to discuss anything further. And I'd be interested to know how this thing progresses. So good luck to you.